In business, they say you can have better, cheaper, or faster, but you only get to pick two. What if you could have all three? You can with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is the blazing fast hyperscaler for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs, where you can run workloads for less compared with other clouds. OCI costs up to 50% less for compute, 70% less for storage, and 80% less for networking. Try OCI for free at oracle.com/DCR. Oracle.com/DCR. If you've shopped online, chances are you've bought from a business powered by Shopify. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkout, the one that makes buying so incredibly easy? That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes it incredibly easy to start and run your business. Shopify is the commerce powerhouse behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. So get your own brand online with hundreds of beautiful, ready-to-go templates, and forget about the coding. Tackle your tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics, and get the word out with built-in marketing and email tools to find and keep new customers. That purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world is just one reason Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/DCR. Go to shopify.com/DCR. That's shopify.com/DCR. It is 8 a.m. Eastern, June 9th, and this is your daily crypto report. Bitcoin is up slightly at $107,780. ETH is up slightly at $2,540. XRP is up slightly at $2.26. While Bitcoin is holding steady around $105,500 after recovering from a drop near $100,500 triggered by the Trump-Musk fallout. Analysts say the market is stable for now but fragile, with sentiment in neutral territory and investors waiting for a macro trigger. BTC's support is being reinforced by the growing corporate treasury trend. Trump Media launched a $2.5 billion Bitcoin treasury, followed by GameStop's 4,710 BTC buy strategy, and Metaplanet remain active with Strategy's $1 billion STRD offering partly aimed at more BTC purchases. Upcoming U.S. inflation data, CPI on Wednesday and PPI on Thursday, could drive near-term volatility. The Fed is widely expected to hold rates steady at 4.25%, 4.50% in the June 17th meeting. No major moves are likely unless trade talks escalate. Well, crypto investment funds brought in $286 million in net inflows last week, continuing an 8-week streak that now totals $11.3 billion. But the pace is slowing as investors wait for more signals from the Fed on interest rates. Ethereum-based products led inflows for the second straight week, adding $296 million, with U.S. spot ETH ETFs bringing in $281 million. That brings ETH funds' 15-day streak to $838 million and their 7-week total to $1.50 billion. Now 11% of global ETH fund assets. Bitcoin products saw $57 million in outflows, their second consecutive weekly dip. Short Bitcoin funds also shed $4 million. Altcoin flows were muted. SWI funds added $1 million, while XRP saw $7 million in outflows for a third straight week. Regionally, the US led with $175 million in inflows, followed by Germany, Switzerland, Canada, and Australia. Brazil and Hong Kong saw minor outflows, ending Hong Kong's record streak, while OpenSea saw 467,322 active users in May, the highest monthly count since mid-2023. June is on track to match or exceed that, with 236,091 users already recorded. This activity surge followed the May 29th full launch of OS2, which had been in beta since January, initially limited to Genesis NFT holders. OS2 now supports trading across 19 chains, including Solana, fungible tokens, and features a new XP-based reward system called Voyages. Monthly trading volume is still far from past highs, $81 million in May compared to over $5 billion in January 2022. Users are speculating that engagement may influence eligibility for a future C-token airdrop, though OpenSea hasn't announced a timeline for the launch. Well, Strategy bought another 1,045 BTC between June 2nd and June 8th for $110.2 million at an average price of $105,426, pushing its total holdings to 582,000 BTC. The company has spent about $40.8 billion on Bitcoin to date, with an average purchase price of $70,086 per coin. Its holdings now represent roughly 2.8% of Bitcoin's total supply and show $21 billion in unrealized gains. The The latest buys were funded through sales of its STRK and STRF perpetual preferred stocks. Last week, it sold 626,639 STRK shares for $66.4 million and 432,679 STRF shares for $45.8 million. No MSTR shares were sold. STRK is convertible with an 8% annual dividend. STRF is non-convertible with a 10% cumulative dividend, and a new offering, STRD, is non-convertible with a 10% non-cumulative dividend. Strategy is operating under its upsized 4242 capital plan, now targeting $84 billion in equity and convertible note raises through 2027. The company's buying pace has recently slowed, shifting from its common stock ATM program to preferred stock funding. The broader Bitcoin treasury trend continues to grow, with 144 companies now holding BTC, including recent additions like Trump Media, GameStop, and K33. Strategy's $102.4 billion market cap trades at a premium to its Bitcoin NAV. Despite some investor concern over the premium, analysts note Strategy's debt is low with no repayments due until 2028. And finally, the blockchain group has launched a 300 million euros, $342 million at the market style share issuance program with French asset manager TBAM to expand its Bitcoin treasury. The aim is to increase Bitcoin per share on a fully diluted basis. TBAM can request new shares daily priced at the higher of the prior day's close or the volume weighted average, capped at 21% of daily volume. The 6-month program can be extended or renewed. The firm recently bought 624 BTC for $68.7 million, bringing its total holdings to 1,471 BTC, valued at roughly $158 million. It will provide regular updates on shares issued and Bitcoin acquired. TBAM may retain its shares and act as a long-term holder, unlike typical U.S. ATM programs that involve intermediaries. This move mirrors U.S.-style Bitcoin treasury strategies like those used by Strategy. The blockchain group joins a growing list of 144 companies now holding Bitcoin, alongside names like Trump Media, GameStop, and Metaplanet, which just announced a $5.4 billion raise to buy more BTC. That's all for us today. Visit us at dailycryptoreport.io and listen to us everywhere else you podcast under Daily Crypto Report.
Did you know not all organic food is created equal? While we trust the organic label to mean soil-grown, pasture-raised, and ethical, industrial agriculture is quietly rewriting the rules. That's why the Real Organic podcast, produced by the Real Organic Project, is cutting through the greenwashing to expose the corporate greed that is reshaping organic food and farming. Each episode brings you in-depth conversations with farmers, scientists, and advocates working to protect organic standards in the U.S. without corporate shortcuts or industrial loopholes. Follow the Real Organic Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Lee C. Camp here. If you've been enjoying this show, I think you might enjoy my podcast, No Small Endeavor, produced by Great Feeling Studios and PRX. No Small Endeavor explores what it means to live a good life. We sit down with courageous, impassioned people like actor Martin Sheen or civil rights hero James Lawson to ask what it means to live a life worth living. Follow No Small Endeavor wherever you get your podcasts. Living a good life is no small endeavor, and we would love to help.